A blessed day to everyone. In this recorded video, I will be explaining to you Quarter 3, Module 2 in English entitled Using the Appropriate Oral Language, Stance, and Behavior when Giving Information, Instructions, Making Explanations, and Narrating Events in Factual and Personal Recounts. But before we discuss this module thoroughly, let us first have this slide presentation. So this presentation is taken from slideshare.net and it was made by Miss Stephanie G. Vallejos. Okay, so we have this familiar topic. It is all about kinds of sentences according to its function. So we have 4 kinds of sentences and they have their own function. And we are using these sentences in our everyday conversation. So first, okay, we have here the four kinds of sentences according to function. We have declarative sentence, imperative sentence, exclamatory sentence, and the last one is interrogative sentence. Let us first discuss declarative sentence. So, declarative sentence states an idea. So, usually, declarative sentence ends with a period. In Tagalog, it is called pasalaysay. Kasi parang nagkikwento ka lang. You are just stating an idea. Okay, so we have here examples. First, it says, the concert begins in 2 hours. So, you are just stating a fact. You are just stating an idea that the concert will begin in 2 hours. The next one, you're a good man, Charlie Brown. So you are stating a fact that Charlie Brown is a good man. And if you will notice, these sentences end with period. So period is the punctuation mark when you are using declarative sentence. The next one, the imperative sentence. So try to remember, class, when we say imperative sentence, it uses commands or requests, or it can be expressed, or it can express a desire or wish. And just like declarative sentence, it uses period as punctuation mark. Just like this one, respond immediately. So you are commanding, in Tagalog, nag-uutos. Inuutusan mo siya or someone to respond immediately. Or, meet me at the town square. So, you are commanding someone to meet you at the town square. And if you want, you may use please to show request. So, try to remember that imperative sentence and they end with the period. The next one, we have exclamatory sentence. So, exclamatory sentence shows strong emotions. And it ends with an exclamation point. So, when we say strong emotion, just like, for example, you are so happy, you are so mad, you are shocked. So, those are strong emotions. Okay, just like this one. So, it says, the river is rising. So, I can't wait for the party. So, I won. So, those are strong emotions. And if you will notice, they use exclamation point. Okay. And the last one, of course, if you want to ask question, you will be using interrogative sentence. And if you are asking question, you will be using question mark. Okay. So, we have here examples just like this one. It is a yes-no question because this question is answerable by yes or no. So, do you want a Coke or Pepsi? Okay, this one is tag question because this part is added in a particular statement. So, you like Mexican food, don't you? And this one is called WH question because it begins with the WH, just like where do you live? Okay, so these are kinds of sentences according to functions. So again, we have declarative sentence, imperative sentence, exclamatory sentence, and interrogative sentence. So why am I discussing this to you? Because in our next module, we will focus on imperative sentence. So let us go back to your module and directly to This one, what I need to know part. So in this what I need to know, you can find the objectives in this module. So as a student, you are expected to use imperatives, just like what I said a while ago. We will be using imperative sentences. So use imperatives when giving instructions, orders, warnings, requests, and advice. So they are the functions of imperative sentence. Later, we will be discussing them thoroughly, and I will give you examples in each function. Next, you will learn to construct sentences using the different functions of the imperative. And lastly, you will learn to give clear, precise, and concise information, explanations, and instructions in varied oral communication situations. Okay, so let us now go on with the most important part in this module, of course, the what is it part. So according to what is it, so I will read. It says, whenever you construct sentences, you are trying to express what you want to convey or what you want to say by using the different kinds of sentences according to meaning or according to function, the one that we discussed a while ago, the four of them. So just like what I said, one of those sentences is imperative sentence. So try to remember this, ha? An imperative sentence is a type of sentence used when we want to tell someone to do or not to do something. So we also use imperative sentence to give orders or command, mag-uutos. Or sometimes we use imperative sentence to give instructions or an advice, to express requests, warnings, or prohibitions, or to express an invitation. So those are the functions of imperative sentence. So now, how do we form imperative sentences? So imperative sentence is formed by using the base form of the verb. So when we say base form, just the base form, no need to add anything to the verb. Just use as it is. Next, it usually does not have a subject and is addressed to the listener whom the speaker understands to be the subject. So, for example, you are the speaker. You are just talking to someone. That's the reason why the one that you are talking to is considered as the subject. So, in this imperative sentence, we will be using period, but sometimes we can use exclamation point. So just like what I said, we will be having or we will be discussing the function of imperative sentence. So we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 functions of imperative. So we use imperative sentence in giving an order or command. So we use imperative sa pag-uutos. Number 2, giving a warning. So another word sa warning is prohibition. Also, we use imperative sentence if you want to give an advice. And we will be using imperative sentence if you want to express an invitation. You will be inviting someone. And the last one, we will be using imperative sentence in making a request. So we have here corresponding examples. For example, giving an order or command. Nag-uutos ka. For example, you are inside the church. So you will be asking your brother to turn your phone in silent mode when you are inside the church. Okay, so nag-uutos ka to turn the phone in silent mode. Next, giving a warning or prohibition. So you are giving a warning to someone to do not disobey your parents. So that is a warning. And next, we have here giving an advice. So payo, for example, always be on time, or always answer your module, or don't disobey your parents. That is also an advice. Okay, next, another, if you want to express an invitation, for example, someone visit your house. So you will invite him to have a seat. Take this cup of coffee. So that is inviting someone. And the last one, making a request. For example, your teacher will be requesting you to please focus on your studies. please focus on answering your modules. So those are, remember students, those are the functions of imperative sentence. Another. So it says imperative sentence can either be positive or negative. So positive imperative. On the other hand, we have negative imperative. So how do we form positive imperative? So very easy. Just like what I said, use the base form of the verb, and you can also use the positive imperative by using the word always. Okay, example. Always remind yourself that God will never leave you nor forsake you. So in the given example a while ago, this is a positive imperative. Okay, so when we say positive imperative, we will just use the base form of the verb. On the other hand, when we say negative imperative, it usually use the words do not or don't plus the base form of the verb. Just like this one, do not overcome by challenges. Pray and believe what you have prayed for. So that is a negative imperative. So usually, negative imperative has not, just like this one, not or never. So they are negative. Obvious naman, negative yung sentence, kaya merong not. Okay, so that is our lesson for this module. So let us have this activity under what's more. So I will be explaining to you what are you going to do. First, we have here independent activity number 1. So, it has pictures, scenario in picture. Then, all you need to do is to identify what these people are doing or what the scenario is all about. So, just choose from A to E. All you need to do is to write the answer on your paper, letters only. So just like this one, if you will notice, very obvious, he what? He reads this one. Okay, so you will be having a clue. Just analyze the picture. Next, we have here independent assessment 1. If you will notice, the given sentences are incomplete. So all you need to do is to complete the sentence and choose from the choices inside the box. So, answers only again. So, all you need to do is to write the word, the correct word, on your paper. Next, we have independent activity number 2. So, we have here the bold letter or the bold word request or command. So, try to analyze the sentence and identify if it is a request or a command. Nagre-request at nag-uutos talaga. Okay, so choices again, request or command. We also have here independent assessment number 2. So try to focus in this part. So these given are incomplete. So for you, for example, this one, to comply with all the requirements in all your subjects. That is incomplete. So for you to complete that, choose from this given. So what should be the correct word to be added to make it complete? Is it do to comply? Is it don't to comply with all the requirements? Is it let's to comply? Is it have to comply? Or is it be sure to comply? Okay, so try to analyze and choose the correct word to complete the given item, the given sentences. Next, independent activity number 3. So we discussed about positive and negative imperatives. So try to answer this one. So first, identify if the imperative is negative. So in this case, it is negative. In this case, it is negative. In this case, it is negative. So try to rewrite them to make them positive. For example, do not stop improving yourself. So how can you make it positive? So erase this one and change this one into maybe the correct answer is always try to improve yourself. So that is now positive. And this one, since positive, rewrite them to make them negative. And the last part under what's more, so we have here independent assessment number 3. So we have here the given, and these given are all verbs. So you will be using these verbs to make an imperative sentence. But you will be making an imperative sentence based on this situation. For example, the situation is, a student wants to answer a question without permission. So what are you going to do? What will the teacher do? So all you need to do is to choose the correct verb and then use that verb in an imperative sentence. Example, if a student wants to answer a question without permission, the correct imperative sentence is, raise your hand if you want to answer. Ayun, so that is the correct answer. Another, the students are talking in class. So try to choose the correct verb, for example, this one, and then use this verb to make an imperative sentence based on this situation that students are talking in class. So that's all, class. If you have questions, try to, or don't hesitate to message me or leave a message in our group chat. So enjoy learning, everyone, and have a nice day. Thank you.